Hey everybody, Yoni here. Just wanted to make sure that we are set up and the screen looks good and you can see everything well. I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about the year end through 2019. Let's talk real estate, guys. How did we end up, and does that give us any projections at all for how to look going forward? The question is that. And so let's switch here to what I've got to show you, which is the monthly market watch through December 2019. It is now January 2020. Happy New Year. If you haven't heard me say it yet, I'm saying it now. Let's get into it, and I'm going to go through this pretty quick, so I hope you guys follow, and if there's any questions, of course, please do reach out to me. I'm happy to answer questions. Let's rock and roll. Quick reminder, this is, we look at a snapshot of the market. We look at the area kind of around my office as a sample that gives us an idea of what the rest of the county looks like. For the most part, what we see here is exactly what's going on everywhere else in the county, but we are focusing mostly on the 5 or 6 zip codes: Mira Mesa, Rancho Bernardo, including Carmel Mountain, Forest Ranch, Rancho Penasquitos, Scripps Ranch, and Poway, of course. This does take in consideration every part of the market: the high end, the entry level, condos, detached homes, pretty much everything. So one thing that I will note, which is very interesting, is that although in December there was very low inventory, the number of homes sold went slightly up from last month and significantly up from last year this time, to 298 sales sold in what we call that I-15 corridor. That's steady movement. That's a lot of activity in general for the end of the year in December. The average sales price of homes sold in that time slightly went down. What that tells me is that more of the, we'll call the middle of the road or the low level homes, entry level homes, sold than the high end homes. I would say more of the higher end homes, anything up above 1.2 or so, just either took their homes off the market or didn't get as much activity during the final month of the year. And so we had a small decrease in the average sales price of the homes that sold. I don't think it's because less sold. In fact, you'll see in a minute that more homes sold. You just saw that more homes sold, but I think more of the middle or lower end new entry-level homes sold. The price per square foot went down, which again speaks to slightly lower priced homes having sold in that time. Still up over last year at this time, but slightly down from last month. This graph shows what's going on in the entire country. We are still way, way, way above the last peak of the market. So when we say, hey, things have got to turn, we've been kind of saying that for a while. We've been saying at the peak for a while. Throughout the entire country, we're still kind of rocking and rolling. Average days on market did slow down. That is very typical, especially for December. We are a little faster than we were this time last year. But we are a little slower than we were from last month. And I would say, because of what you'll soon see here in my next slide, with the amount of inventory going down, I think you'll see a pickup in the absorption rate, or how fast properties are actually selling. Active inventory in the market: 264 properties for sale in the month of December in the entire, this is 6 zip codes, only 264 homes between condos and detached homes at all prices. We hadn't seen numbers like that since the very beginning of last year, end of 2017 roughly. Very, very, very low inventory, guys. It's we kind of thought it was beginning to shift away from a very defined seller's market. It's very much still a very defined seller's market. And again, same thing, the months of inventory, how quick it would take to sell what we would have on the market, less than a month now, way down from where we were last year. It's about half of where we were last year, less than half, and significantly down from where we were last month. That makes sense. Less people want to put their houses on the market in December, but you'll see next month when we do this again, there's going to be very low inventory. Put it in perspective. An average market, a normal, quote unquote, normal market, we usually see 4, 5, 6 months, 5 or 6 months of inventory. We're looking at less than 1 month of inventory, guys. If you're thinking about selling now, you're going to have less competition. If you're looking at buying now, rates are low, but you are going to be competing for property. Interest rates super low still, now below the 4 mark. As a buyer, I don't know that you can expect it to get any better. In fact, hasn't really been better than in the last 2 years. Going back 3 years, I don't think I see a lower number on the screen except for maybe slightly earlier this year. Still near all-time lows, under 4%. Economists are saying that the market won't really be affected by rates negatively until we get above the 6% rate. We have a good run ahead of us. I don't look at average versus median price. It just doesn't make sense. Mortgage rates are super low. We'll go past that as well. I like to speak to this more because it speaks to how we live every day, which is month to month, and what the effect on an increase in the interest rate has on your purchasing power. If you guys have questions about that, let me know. But for sure, even an eighth of a point is going to affect your monthly payment to somewhat of a significant effect, probably around $50 or so every eighth of a point for pricing in this market. Cost of rates, again, this shows you the other way of looking at it. Instead of saying $50 a month, you're looking at how much purchasing power that change affects for you. We're talking about $15,000 or so for that 1/8 of a change, up or down. I think that's fairly significant. And so, acting while rates are low is usually of people's best interest. That's pretty much it. We're very happy and proud to be part of this Keller Williams office in the I-15 corridor. This graph just represents the overwhelming market share that we have relative to some of the other brokerages in the area. And as a reminder, guys, I'm now the Bresner Group with Lucido Global at Keller Williams. Lucido Global is the #1 Keller Williams team in the world, and we are very much excited to help you service any real estate need anywhere in the country. So whether we talk San Diego, we talk California, or we talk anywhere in the country, and now even various parts in the world, we have a Lucido office in Canada. Please reach out to me. I've got a great network and happy to point you guys in the right direction and connect you with the right professional. Happy New Year again, and have a great day.